solved interoperability at scale, and the background to Money is a 20-year career in cybersecurity. I ran the payment infrastructure as the Chief Security Officer for the Bank of England, so keeping all the money safe across all the payment systems and the payment rails. And now we're also company guarantors to Pay UK, putting the strategy in place for future payments, including central bank money as well, but creating an ecosystem around what's the potential of money and what we could do with it. And that's my interest. We're shaping the system.
Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. I promise y'all, it truly does mean the world to me. But with that being said, what are we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network in this one, Pay UK and NatWest. Okay, you guys? Now listen, this is major. This is really major because especially when I was doing the research for this video, and I've heard Pay UK, and I've said Pay UK before, but I honestly didn't understand what Pay UK was until I started researching it. Y'all, you know how we talk about the DTCC and how the DTCC, which stands for the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation of America, they settle $11 trillion a day and over about $4 quadrillion a year. That DTCC, well, that's the settlement layer of America's financial system. Well, Pay UK is the settlement layer for the UK financial system, you guys. And in that video that I just played you, when Gilbert Verdian, the CEO of Quant Network, said, we are company guarantors of Pay UK, that is incredible, because that means that they are tapped directly into the settlement layer of the country. Follow me on this. I'm always going somewhere. All roads lead to Quant Network, okay, you guys? And Overledger, their software as a service. Okay, so now what we're getting ready to do, there is an interview that happened at Sibos, and it is a gentleman from NatWest. Now, remember, y'all, NatWest was one of those banks that were a part of the tokenized deposits that were announced earlier that week. It was people like HSBC, Barclays, it was Nationwide, it was NatWest, it was Santander. Now, one of the gentlemen from NatWest had an interview. I want you guys to listen to this interview and truly see what is being birthed. And we already know without a shadow of a doubt, Quant Network is there, especially with this entity providing interoperability, which is also mentioned in this interview. Truly understand and see what Quant Network is building out, you guys. They are truly building out something incredible in the realm of Web3 because it is seamlessly integrating Web2 directly into it. Okay, you guys, follow me on this. I'm always going somewhere. So here we go, that interview, and I will be right back.
UK's national payments vision. It's all about building a trusted, world-leading payments ecosystem that's delivered on next-generation technology and provides businesses and consumers with a choice of payment methods to meet their needs.
The NPV requires key elements such as a clear and predictable regulatory framework and a resilient payments infrastructure to be in place to support innovation and growth. And Simon Ecott, head of payments at NatWest and chair of the Strategic Participants Group supporting the Pay.UK board, joins us now. Hello, Simon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Now, to kick things off, how will the NPV impact the competitive landscape between traditional financial institutions, fintech startups, and big tech companies? And what should established players do to maintain relevance?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think first up, very much welcome the national payments vision. The UK has always been a very vibrant economy, a very vibrant payment space to be in, with a lot of competition across the whole of the ecosystem. So to a degree, I think it's going to enhance all of that. It's going to help develop new propositions, but most important of all, hopefully the end result for the customer is going to be a strong one.
How do you envision regulatory frameworks evolving to support the NPV while balancing innovation with consumer protection and, of course, financial stability?
Yeah. I mean, one of the key elements of the NPV is quite a fundamental shift in the regulatory environment. In the UK, we've not been short of regulators in the payment space over the last few years. But one of the main aims of the NPV is to consolidate a little bit of that, move away from too prescriptive a regulatory environment to much more of an outcomes-based one. And that, I think, will help support and foster innovation. It also means that we will move away from, as I say, overly prescriptive regulation to empowering the industry to actually develop infrastructure going forward, but based on a North Star that's developed by the authorities, a strategy that is well articulated, but gives the industry the guardrails within which to actually develop infrastructure going forward.
And what role will consumer behaviour and expectations actually play in shaping the NPV, particularly when it comes to speed, privacy and user experience? And how might this actually differ across different demographics as well as regions?
Yeah, again, a great question. I mean, I will always start with the end customer, the consumer, and the way their expectations have evolved in recent times has helped to drive the way that everybody acts in society anyway, and payments is no different. So if you start from the consumer and work back, what do they want? They want it there at their fingertips. They want the payments capability to be embedded in wherever they may be, and they want it to be instantaneous. They are restlessly insistent on that consumer experience. So the user experience, I think, will be key within this. In the banking industry, we're very keen to talk about infrastructure and rails and all that good stuff. It's important to maintain that resilience. But actually, if you've not got a compelling proposition for your customers, whether they be consumer or business, then it's not going to be used.
Final question for you, Simon. How will the payments vision accommodate emerging technologies like central bank digital currencies, AI, and of course blockchain, while maintaining system stability and regulatory oversight?
Well, over the last day and a half here at Sibos, I think one of the things I've heard more than anything else has all been about this new technology, whether that's for supporting digital assets or digital currencies or stable coins. Actually, I would take a step back from that. It is going to drive a lot of activity, but again, start from what's it going to do for the customer? What's it going to do for the consumer? What are the use cases that are going to actually be helped to be delivered by this new technology? And then the technology will fit around it. Key things for me, absolutely maintain resilience. Key for me as well is protect your customer from fraud and from the bad actors that are out there, but also to provide interoperability across different payment schemes so that you can actually offer a choice to your consumer. You can offer a choice to your corporate treasurers, for example. So the technology is important, and we've heard a lot about it at Sibos, but never lose sight of the customer.
I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about it over the coming days as well. Enlightening conversation, Simon. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Sibos TV studio sofas. That's Simon Ecott, Head of Payments at NatWest and Chair of the Strategic Participants Group supporting the Pay.UK board. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, there was an interview coming out of Sibos. We already know just days earlier that NetWest was mentioned in the whole tokenized deposits coming out of the UK, that whole announcement in Quant network. Okay, you guys. But now we're going to talk a little bit more about literally Pay UK, because when I say it's the settlement layer, it truly is, you guys, the settlement layer, okay? So in this next video, we're just going to talk, and it's very, very short. It's a little AI, but it's very short. But it literally is just describing what Pay UK is, you guys. Understand what Quant Network has tied itself to. And it's incredible to know that it's something like a Pay UK. Here we go, and I will be right back.
UKPA was created on July 6, 2009, as a successor of the Association for Payment Clearing Services, APEX, to support the systems behind UK payments, such as BACS, CHAPS, and the Check and Credit Clearing Company. APEX had been created in 1985, 1. To oversee the majority of UK payment clearing systems and keep their operational efficiency and integrity in order.
Did y'all just hear that? Like, truly see what that is. Like, that's like the old CHAP system and another system that's now have been merged into and under the umbrella of Pay UK. That same Pay UK that Gilbert Verdian, the CEO of Quant Network, just mentioned earlier in this video. Like, truly understand and see the same Pay UK that the gentleman from NatWest just mentioned, or the lady that was interviewing him also mentioned in this video. Understand and truly see what's happening, okay, you guys? But we're getting ready to, for anyone that's out there who's like, well, I don't know because I missed what happened last week. Well, here we go. That whole announcement from last week, and all of those banks coming together saying we are utilizing Quant Network's back-end infrastructure technology for the interoperability and the programmability of their tokenized bank deposits in the UK. Here we go, coming from my boy All In Crypto, and I will be right back.
From Quant. Quant selected to deliver infrastructure for UK's tokenized sterling deposits. Quant has been selected by the UK's finance and consortium of leading banks to provide technology that underpins the UK's new tokenized sterling deposits, GBTD project, a groundbreaking financial market infrastructure initiative running until mid-2026. Initiative led by UK Finance in collaboration with Barclays, HSBC, Lloyds Banking Group, NatWest, Nationwide, and Santander will test how tokenized commercial bank deposits can improve payments, settlement, and fraud protection across the economy, supporting firms including Quant, EY, and Linklaters. Building on a successful delivery in the first phase of the Regulated Liability Network, RLN, in 2024, Quant will provide a programmable money infrastructure for live transactions of tokenized deposits. This includes advanced programmable payments and interoperability across bank ledgers such as RTGS, faster payments, open banking, and tokenized deposits platform. Tokenized deposits are a digital representation of the sterling commercial bank money. They retain the trust and regulatory protection of conventional deposits while offering programmability, enhanced speed, and stronger fraud protection. So
Y'all just heard everything that was said in that press release in regards to what Quant Network is doing for literally, you guys, all of those entities. But also know not just NatWest, but they're also tied right directly back to the settlement layer, which is Pay UK. This, y'all, this is major. And anybody that's FUD Quant at this point, or FUD QNT at this point, I don't even know what to say other than God bless you and thank you, because I'm buying more. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, all of that we just went over with those announcements, all foundation of that is the RLN. Okay, you guys? Now, here is Gilbert Verdian's interview when the RLN was announced and Quant Network was officially announced as being a infrastructure partner of that process. Okay, you guys? Here we go, that interview. Just listen to the words come out of Gilbert Verdian's mouth and couple it with all the information that we know from that point to this point, and I will be y'all right back.
The RLN is a collaborative project by leading UK and global institutions to enable programmable payments with tokenized and non-tokenized bank deposits to create a venue for settlement for all forms of digital assets and all forms of money. So Quant brings its heritage and expertise in creating DLT-based financial infrastructure for all forms of tokenized digital assets and money to be interoperable. In the project, we're bringing a multitude of solutions and technology. This includes enhanced programmability, which is over and above what we've done before in CBDCs and fit for commercial banks, interoperability across networks and different types of DLTs, the interconnectivity of all of these, and then finally, all of this is orchestrated through our technology and presented through a banking-grade API. We're also partnering with R3 on the project, which are bringing in the shared ledger where all the tokenized assets will reside. RLN means we're creating a new form of money with the commercial banks having a say of what this looks like, and this is all down to programmability. By having logic and programmability built into money itself, we're moving from electronic money to digital, and we're creating the foundation of digital finance. So the RLN project is starting with payments and settlement, but the goal and the vision is to create a common venue, a common platform for all forms of assets, all forms of instruments to settle with digital money. RLN is a platform for innovation. It's being built and co-designed with all the commercial banks and institutions having a say. The whole vision of RLN is to create a new form of money for different types of instruments, different types of assets,
to be used across a shared venue. And the goal and the future vision is to make this into potentially a new FMI. And that means a regulated entity running all forms of money and assets on the platform.
Y'all, that Pay UK thing, that's massive. The tokenized deposits of all of those different banks, that's massive. To know that this is not on some public blockchain somewhere off in some obscure layer, this is literally live in live banks happening right now. And after this 6 months or so, when we get to middle of 2026, y'all, that's just a couple months away. Truly see what's happening right now and know that 2026, we're going to have more adoption. 2027, there'll be more adoption. 2028, adoption is going to ramp up. 2029, because I'm telling y'all, like even here in America, you now have Trump saying we've raised all this money with tariffs and we're getting ready to give the people back some of it, and it might be in the form of $1,000 to $2,000. How do you think you're going to receive that money? It's going to be a stable coin, you guys. It's going to be download this government digital ID, get this digital, attach your digital wallet and receive this stable coin. Truly understand what's being birthed out right in front of our faces. Like truly see that, you guys. This is an incredible time to be around, only to know that we have the information that we have and we see the vision that they see. And now we're making moves like they're making to capitalize off of the vision when it becomes a reality. And every day it gets closer and closer to their vision of 2030 becoming a reality, because it seems like every single step on the roadmap is being seamlessly done, but it's because they are not playing checkers, they're playing chess. You have something like an ISO TC 307, the global standard for building on blockchain and distributed ledger technologies that started in 2016. We will now be officially, as of next year, a decade from the start of that. They have a decade on us, you guys, a decade. So where we think we are in Web3, they're already a decade ahead. Truly see that this integration is getting ready to be seamless, is going to be, like they say, foolproof, only because they've already had so many proof of concepts and they've already had so many trials. And now it is time for live deployment, just like with those 6 banks in the UK, and just like the live deployment of now Quant, the video from yesterday. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna post at the end of this one. Understand what is truly happening, y'all. Truly see that holding QNT, in my eyes, is a no-brainer, because it has coupled itself with things that we not only know and trust, but things that we need, like a country's settlement layer. The real-time growth settlement system of countries. This is insane to even comprehend, but to know that we know. Y'all, this is incredible information to have. Name me any other project in Web3 that comes close. And before you say Ripple, Ripple is not a Web3 company. Ripple is a regular payments company that has coupled itself to a Web3 company. Name me another Web3 company that's moving the way Quant Network is moving. And don't get me wrong, this is why hbar is my number 2, because the only other one that comes remotely close is hedera Hashgraph. Now, and that's why they my number 2. But anyway, you made it all the way through this entire video. Type in Pay UK, because Quant Network, being company guarantors for guarantors, or whatever he said at the beginning of this video, to Pay UK is incredible, you guys. And for us to have this information is phenomenal. If you made it all the way through this entire video, type in Pay UK. Until the next time, y'all already know, I appreciate y'all. Peace out.